Hello guys, hope you're keeping well. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a good start to your Thursday. I hope you got all home safely last night in the cold. And yes, welcome back to the channel. We're here to discuss yesterday's result against Swansea City. It's going to be a painful one, so tune in and hold on for the ride because it's going to get a little bit uncomfortable because there's going to be some home truths that need to be said. If you're not interested in any home truths and you want to keep putting your head under a pillow and hiding away from the truth, then click off the video because it's not for you. I'm past now the point of being diplomatic to the sense of just wanting to please people that are sat on the fence, so believing that where we are is acceptable. I can't do it no longer. And I've spoke my truths and I've spoke the way that I feel since I've come onto the channel as a guest and obviously now as a co-host with Neil. But now I've got to call things out. I can't sit here and think that what's going on at the football club is acceptable at this moment in time. Last night was just appalling, I'm going to be honest. We're going to go into the game. But yeah, just a disclaimer, if you're not wanting to listen to any views that's going to be truthful, to the point, cutting, critiquing at the same time, but also from an observant point of view as a fan, but also being honest and talking about football. If you just want to see the nicey stuff, then don't watch this video because you're not going to get that. You're going to get a lot of home truths, and you're just going to get you're going to get what's needed, which is the truth. So before I'm going to go into that, do give us a subscribe, do give us a like if you like this video, do let me know what you think about this video in the comments. We have got videos up from yesterday, from after the game, so if you've not already seen them, then by all means do click on those videos. Luke, Steve, Michael and Dale, I appreciate you all staying after the game to give your reactions to the game in the cold at 10 o'clock at night past, and yeah, appreciate that. Apologies for the late uploads on them as well, guys. It's just I got home really late, past 11 o'clock, and it took quite a while to get processed and uploaded to YouTube, so apologies for that. So if you've not seen them and you want to watch the match reactions, then by all means do so. Give us a like on them as well. It really helps us get more visible on YouTube. We're aiming to get to 7,000 subscribers as soon as we can, to get the profile of the channel raised as much as possible. So I appreciate all your support. And yeah, that's the intro out of the way. So 2-0 defeat to Swansea City. First and foremost, I'm going to hold my hands up. I thought Swansea City deservedly won that game from start to finish. They had a game plan, and it was in contrast to what we had, which was no idea at all how to play football. It was, it just really evident of a team that knew what they were in terms of identity of how to play football, in terms of how to look after a football, in terms of how to know how to play as a team, and the essence of being patient. And 0-0 at half time. Did it flatter us? Probably not, no, because I felt we kept his shape okay, but I didn't feel at any point did we threaten them. And I felt that Swansea were in control of that game even in the first half, and they knew that at one point during that game we would fall asleep. And we had to be patient to get the ball back. And whenever we did, we just lumped it straight forward and we gave them possession back. I didn't see any counteraction of that system that Swansea had played yesterday. I didn't see us pressing in a manner that would get the ball back in comparison to Swansea, who whenever they lost the ball, they were pressing as a team, not in ones and twos, in threes, fours and fives to get the ball back, an urgency to win the ball back, and we were just sauntering, jogging, dawdling around as if it's like a Sunday league game, as if it's like a kick around on a Sunday afternoon at Lock Park. It was pathetic, I'm going to be honest, and that is, I don't know how many times I've said this. The performances, as bad as they are, they keep topping them. These set of players keep topping a bad performance after a bad performance. That is worse than Hull for me, because at least against Hull, we started the 15-20 minutes with something to work from. Minute none, we had nothing. Brief little counter-attacks, brief little breaks, but nothing sustained. Absolutely, it was sad and it was gutless. I'm going to be honest. It was it was just indicative of where we are as a football club. And we thoroughly deserve what we're getting. And that might be awful to hear, but when you prepare, when you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And it leads all back to the summer. People go, why do you keep talking about the same content? Because it needs to be fucking said. I'm not just going to sit here and not say things that don't need to be said just because you've heard them before. They need to be said. It's pre-existing conditions from before lead up to now. Clear to see in the midfield, we've not got a leader in the midfield. We're soft as fucking shit. Soft as shit. If I'm lining up against them three yesterday, I'm like rubbing my hands together. Cannot wait. If I'm Matt Grimes yesterday, I could not wait. I would love to play against our midfield three at the minute. Smash straight into him, the back out. And they're just not the issue. But for me, the midfield is where we lose every game, in my opinion, because we've got no presence. We're not creative. We're sideways passing. Nobody's taking responsibility, passing the buck on to one another. It's not good enough. There's players in that side that are a lot better than they are that we're carrying. We were carrying at least 7 players yesterday. We'll go through the lineups. A couple of decisions did confuse me, did baffle me. I'm not going to, question the manager as of right now. If it gets to a stage as in 5-6 games time, I will call it out and I will question it. Just because he's new, I don't give a flying fuck if he's new. If he's making wrong decisions, I will call it out from minute one. None of this thing, we have to give him time and all this stuff. We haven't got fucking time. It's a results business and we have not got time to be waiting for this manager to get things right. He's got to have come in and hit the ground running, and listen, yesterday's nothing to do with the manager. I did question some decisions that he made. Starting 11, for instance. Freezer, why has he started? At what stage did he deserve a start after that performance at Fulham? What merited that performance to then start again? Because we may as well have played with 10 men at Fulham. And again, yesterday, just useless. Jasper Moon is coming because Anderson was apparently unwell, even though he had a negative COVID test, a lateral flow test, which makes no sense at all. So they still kept him out the side. I don't know if Kitchen's injured. And Moon came in the team, 21 today. Happy birthday to Jasper, but I'm going to be honest with you, mate. You're not good enough at the minute, and the club need to do him a favour and loan him out in January. But we probably won't because if he comes okay next couple of seasons, they're thinking it's sell on fee, aren't they? Which is the reason why Civic were in front of Solbauer last season, due to that reason. And he's not good enough, and he's getting exposed every week. He's not the main issue. But he came back in, and it's just like a sore. It just sticks out like a sore thumb, really. How overexposed he is at this level. It's hard to say what I really feel because I'll probably just get a load of dislikes. So I want to say what I feel, but I've got to watch what I'm saying. Because we have got some delicate souls. We created nothing. Fuck it, in fact, I'm going to say how I feel. We created nothing. Going forward, there were no intensity. We were holding on to the ball. Whenever we got it, we're just fucking lumping it forward. We'd have 3 or 4 minutes that Swansea had possession, and then we'd just fucking get the ball and just fucking lump it forward. And it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Is there nobody with any IQ of football in this team? Just to think about, we've not had the ball hardly in the first half. Let's just keep it for a fucking minute. Work his way into the game. No, fucking lump it. As if it were got some time bomb in it. As if that footballer got like an explosive device that if you kept hold of it too long, it'd fucking explode and you'd lose your foot. That's what it felt like, just lumping it forward. When we did get the ball and we passed to somebody, there were no options, nobody showing. Nobody making a run, and when they were, it was a fucking lumping and up. Only half chance we had in first half, where ball coming from Freezer, to put it at back post. Cole, I don't know whether he should have headed it towards keeper, on the net, but he headed it back towards Woodrow, and Woodrow slipped, just summed up his season. Again, pinched 90 minutes, we'll talk about Cole in a bit, but, just summed up his season in that moment, and that was all we could muster in the first half. Could have put a fucking cone in that net in the first half. That keeper's probably he's not broke sweat during that game. In the second half, I saw him just running around in circles. He were that bored when Swansea had the ball. And fair play to them. Like I've said, they came with identity. They knew what they were doing. They stuck to what the game plan were. Even when it weren't working, they were patient. They started again. They built up. They started again. They had confidence in their own ability. They were talking. They were moving the ball about, 1-2 touch pass. People complaining around me, going, "Oh fucking hell, what they got all." I wish our fucking team could outball like they did. Not scared of it, rather than we fucking running away from it, as if it's like some fucking ghouly monster. Absolutely pathetic. Some of our fans can say that were bad football to watch. It were a fucking joy to watch. I wish I were fucking a Swansea fan every week watching that. I cannot believe some of the comments I've seen on social media going on about how it were a boring game to watch from their perspective. The fucking control game from start to finish. It were like a championship team coming down to play a League One team in League Cup or FA Cup. They were just that good. They were above us. In every department, they were better than us. They were more organised. They did the basics better. Yeah, they didn't have many shots on target, but they were clinical, weren't they? I think they had 4 or 5 shots. They scored 2. They didn't panic at 0-0 at half-time. They knew that we'd break, and I knew that we'd break. I knew that we'd break, and the team knew that they'd break, most importantly. The players. They were scared to concede a goal, which is why we were so deep, even in the first half. We were so deep, we were getting pushed back, and rather than pushing forward as a group, and a midfield and then a forward line, we just kept dropping back. It was just like 1s and 2s creeping forward. Leia Aseka should have started for me. I would have liked Morris to have started again, but I understand due to, his injury previous, why he didn't start, why he was on the bench. Then we get into the second half and Cole gets dragged off at half-time. I do not understand that. Somebody please explain why he was dragged off at half-time. He were our best attacking player, and he gets dragged off 10 minutes into the second half when he was just getting a bit of momentum and stride into his game. He gets taken off. What stage do we, fans, why is everyone else except the club not taking Corley out the team? He needs a rest. He's not captain material, and he's not doing his job as a striker, which is to get us goals. We can't be carrying any player at this level. We're a team that cannot afford to be carrying players because we've not got the personnel around him that gets the goals as well. He's been magnificent for us over the last few seasons, but this season he's been shit. Let's just say it as it is, he's been shit. Even his build-up plays too slow. He gets dispossessed all the time. He was just doing random running yesterday. I was watching a lot of him in second half. He was just running randomly, having no idea where he was going, just to try and look busy. He just summed up everything when he gave a foul away in bottom corner in second half. Just shoved their play to the floor. Just shoved him to the floor. Just put all pressure back on us. Rather than holding him up, he just shoved him like something like an 18-year-old would do. And he's a professional. He's a seasoned pro now. So there's no excuses with that. And that just summed up everything. Just something that a complete lack of leadership. I didn't hear him talk. I didn't hear him tell what the players what to do. And yes, position's difficult because he's a striker and he can't look back at what's going on. But there's no one else in the team that's a captain either. I don't see any leaders in that fucking team, even on bench. It goes back to somewhere like I keep saying it over and over again. We knew Mowat were going to leave. Should have got somebody in like for like. Somebody targeting somebody before even Mowat had left to come in and fill them boots. Done nothing. And I reiterate what Steve said. Benson flatters to deceive. He's got a lot at ball, but he does fuck all with it, just sideways. Every now and again he chips it over the top. Too deep for me. Palmer putting himself apart, but he's not positive enough. He gives a lot of free kicks away, very needless free kicks, allowing possession back onto us, allowing pressure off them. Styles getting forward a bit more, and we better midfield. Maybe he might do better. And for me, he's somebody that's going to go in January. I can see it. Not being the same player he were. Ellick, out of form. Moon just not good enough. Jordan Williams, he tried. Britton again, very poor. Freezer. Less we say about him, the better. Woodrow, same. The subs came on in second half. Morris Leia Aseka, I thought initially they gave us a bit of an energy boost. But again, just then we run out of ideas. And that first goal, it's just ball watching. You could see him, Nachan, come on. And he's a good player at this level. He's played at a good level for Celtic in Champions League and in Europe. Top end of SPL, and listen, people slate Scotland. But when you're playing Celtic Rangers, you got to be a decent player, aren't you? And he's made a late run, decent finish, to be fair. lovely cross across the box, and we've just ball watched and not marked as men. And I said this in the preview, the way to beat us is to get in as channels and switch it across, and that's the first goal. So probably, that's the blueprint to beat us, and that's what we're introduced there. Second goal, pathetic. Criminal defending. It's under 15 stuff, even less than that. He had an option left and right, Patterson did, and we've just allowed him freedom at town. Go on, have a shot, mate. Go on. Keep coming. And he's thought, fuck it, I'll have a shot. Lovely finish past Collins. He's got no chance. He's angled into the far corner. Great finish from Patterson. But he's been allowed how much time to make up his mind. Nobody there smashing him in fucking tackle. It's what we need. Bit of bite of arters. We've got as much bite as a toothless tiger at minute. Fucking shocking. And players are going to look at themselves in the mirror now and just ask, do they want it or not? Because tell us if you don't. If you want to get relegated, just tell us now so we can get prepared. Because it just feels at the minute that only fans care. I'm fed up of seeing these comments at media from various people at clubs saying, well, he's going to come in now and he's going to do all this fucking conjecture, all this shite, this rhetoric that's been talked about, that things are going to get turned around quick, and then you see performances like that. It means nothing. Words mean nothing. Action means everything in football. You can say all you want. We heard it all before with Jose Marais, this belief shit. We heard it all before with Marcus Shop. Listen, I'm not on about Poyer here. I'm just on about the players. When they come at it media and just spout this absolute shite, and they don't back it up on field. Only say if you can back it up. I'd rather them do no interviews for the rest of the season and just go out on the pitch and do the performances that's required. And that was a very winnable game on paper. Before, Swansea have had a very inconsistent start to the season. Win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They've only, I think, won 2 games all season away from home. That's all that we've won either side. But very inconsistent. Best form's been at home this season. So I felt a very winnable game. Long way for him to come up. Average performance against Blackpool at the weekend, but they thoroughly deserve to beat us. And soon as first goal's gone, as heads have gone, and that's just indicative of where we are mentally. We're broken, and this club's broken at the moment. And you can dislike this video all you want and say that I'm the issue, and call things out from me. I'm a fan. I were a paying customer because I'm, at this rate, this is the last season I'll be watching us for a long time because I've just had enough. But I'm still going to go to the games, and it's a lot of it's now just something to do, just because of COVID. The games not being able to watch them live because I was fed up of watching them on iFollow. I thought, well, I'm just going to go make most of it. See my family, see my friends, see lads after the game, do videos, just get out of the house for a bit. That's all I've been going for. I can't get excited about anything. Even when we've got ball, I'm not thinking we'll score during that game at all. It's a shambles at the minute, and we deserve to be where we are thoroughly. It starts from recruitment in summer. It starts from appointment at last manager. This manager might be highly rated, but he's got his task cut out. He's got a big job ahead of him now to get these players up for Saturday at Peterborough. I think we'll lose there. I'm going to be honest. I don't think we'll win. They've got a decent home record this season, Peterborough. They lost heavily at Blackburn, but, that happens. That can happen. They'll look at us and see how poor we are at the back and think, well, they've got some good players going forward. Schmodix, Dembele, Clark Harris. Got some good players, and I can't say anything else but a Peterborough win at the moment, especially when we keep playing players who are just out of form and not good enough, and completely inept to do the job, and we keep picking them every week. We're going to lose, aren't we? But let's wait and see. We've got to give him time. It's not the manager that takes the blame for yesterday, because the players are fully responsible for that performance. It didn't feel like we'd have got a new manager into a football club, did it, yesterday? There were more atmosphere than it was like being at Moon yesterday. It was as cold as Moon, and it was also like being at Moon. It was just flat. You wouldn't think they're a new manager coming to the club. all this positivity. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Oh, can't wait for him to come in. I didn't see it. But we've got nothing to cheer about. What's point singing and shouting? We've got nothing to cheer about when we know we're going to lose. When we know that those players look like don't give a shit. I don't think watching that game, people might say that they do care. Well, I beg to differ. There were at least 3 or 4 that looked like they weren't interested. That second goal went in. Collins were bothered. The 1 or 2 of us, rest of them just looking around. End at game. Oh, it's up. Looking around. It's like, I wish there were 11 of me on that pitch. And I wish I were involved at the club at this moment in time. I wish I could go into that dressing room and say how I feel. Because I tell you what, I would say how I feel what it's like to be a Barnsley fan at this moment in time, and I think they need to hear it. It's embarrassing. It's painful. It's a shadow at team from last season. It's a shadow at team from before. And if this guy keeps us up, it's going to be a bigger miracle than when Struber kept us up. Let me just say that, because we've got a worse set of players. We've not got like Sir Alex Mowat at club, Jacob Brown at club, Connor Chaplin at club, Michael Solbauer. They've all gone since then. We've got players that are more out of form. We've got, even that season under Struber, Woodrow was scoring regular. Even when we weren't winning, he was scoring regular. So I think he got 15 that season. I can't see him getting 5 this year. And listen, he's not just the one to blame, but I think as a captain of a football club, we've got to take more responsibility, and he's going to have to be called out because he's a senior player. And when the chips are down, you look at your leaders in the dressing room, and if they're not doing it, then you're in trouble. But he's not the person that's going to be pulling him out of the team. It's up to the management to do that, and it's a big decision because he might get Monk on and all that, but at the end of the day, performance has state otherwise. It's got to come out the side. Man of the match, if I had to pick one, probably were Devante Cole, because he tried to do something in the first half when he got the ball. He looked threatening-ish, but it's all right, him getting the ball and nobody else wanting it and running away from it. In second half, he looked... I think if we'd have kept him on, you never know. We might have got something, that break in second half, and Woodrow's just powder puffed it back to the keeper. Under 5 shot. Yeah. Listen, I might get a lot of dislikes for this video. I'm past caring now. Past caring, because if you can't see what's going on at the moment, you're watching a different game to me. You're watching a different game to me, and you haven't got a clue about football. Because there were 2 teams there that one had an identity. They knew what they were doing. They were passing, moving way out of the football. Passing and moving, picking ball up, confident, knowing where it's going, having an idea where it's going before it's got to us. We just get the ball, lump it, hope at best. Get the ball, lump it, hope at best. Not knowing where it's going from one moment to the next. This guy only had 48 hours to work with them, I get that. So it's up to the players in that performance. You wanted a reaction after Fulham. Nothing. Nothing at all. Thoroughly deserve to lose. We don't deserve anything at the minute. We deserve everything that we're getting. It's all right and feeling sorry for themselves. These are the people that have got to get us out of this shit. And it's all right. We're saying, they're only young, don't have a go at them. Don't play professional football then, because you're going to get critiqued. At the end of the day, you're going to get critiqued. We need to get to January, like we've said, and get within a touching distance. But I can't see his next win. We're already 6 points off now. Hull won. Cardiff. Derby got a great point at Fulham. So the only Peterborough result went his way, and we're already relying on other results going his way to stay in touch, and that just says everything. Listen, if this video's been monotonous for you, then I apologise, but I can't get excited. I lost sleep over that performance last night. I hardly slept. Honestly, I was just going through the fucking game in my head thinking, how the fuck is some of them players they're not fit to wear fucking shirt? Makes me sick. How some players manage to become professional footballers. And there's lads that don't, that are then plumbers and fucking carpet fitters and builders and all that stuff. It makes me sick how they fucking get through and become professional footballers. Should be an honour for them to play fucking professional football. It's their job. And about 3 or 4 grand a week. That's what I earn in a fucking 2 month. Makes me sick that I'm having to fucking graft my ass off, you know, just to fucking get hours to watch that. I had 3 hours sleep, got up, went to watch game, and fucking after 4 night shifts in a row, and then just fucking watch that. Ridiculous. And those people that paid a ticket, my God, they deserve a refund. And Swansea, listen, I hope you'd well for rest at season. And also well done to fans that came up from South Wales. Fucking what a following that is. They didn't show up where I could hear them all game. Fair play to you. And we need to stop picking at Swansea and look at ourselves. Have an hard look in the mirror, because the longer that we keep putting our head in sand as a collective fan base, the longer that we don't realise what the bigger issues are at this football club, the longer that we don't look at the fact that we've been fucking sold a kipper and we've been led down a line of maximum profit, maximum profit, maximum profit. Listen, we'll get to January. It's all right reinvesting. We could lose 3 players before we're even started. There's a few lads that look like to me that they don't want to play for us no longer. I'm not going to say who, but it just looks the case. Body language is awful. We need to keep them players, but that won't happen. It will clear to see what these guys' rationale is with the chief exec when he came in, when he was saying that fifth were a bad place to finish because we didn't sell any players. So you know what's going to happen this January. It's his first transfer window. He'll want to make an impact, and that'll be by selling players. They've got to back the manager, but I don't think that'll happen because he wants to come into the club. Otherwise, that's why an English manager won't come in, and people might say, well, it won't work with an English manager. Yeah, because they know that the restrictions in place at this football club, it's a poison chalice, because only foreign managers will probably want to come, because they know for a fact it's a springboard into English football. There's the lure of that, and the club use it to their ability well. If it's a domestic manager, they'll know that the restrictions are there in place, and it's going to come to a point where the funds are restricted, like it did with Mark Robbins. Even when Crime were here, that was the case. But even then, at least with 2 or 3 older lads inside. We needed a few leaders in the team. We need a few experienced lads to come in, but that's not going to happen because we shipped Solbauer out. Yeah, going back to Germany, but I would have liked us to at least offered another contract to him. I would have liked to us at least brought a couple of Matty James type players in this window, and we didn't. We just brought more youth in. We covered the fact that we didn't get a full permanent left back by bringing in the lad last 8 window from Bayern Munich that we've not played a minute this season yet, just for a bit of PR spin. It's if it carries on, it's just going to come to the stage where end of season, I'm just going to what, if we get relegated, that's it. Because I can't go through this, and it's just upsetting me now. And it's not about, I've watched us in League One before, but even then I knew that there was something to work from, and the club just feels like it's dead at the moment. It just feels dead. And they can say all that want it media, they can put all these training videos out, all these photos, put all these comments out, all these media interviews and all this, that and other. Just feels dead to me at the moment. And listen, I got my hopes up for yesterday. And that's probably the worst thing, that I allowed myself to get sucked in. I allowed myself to get sucked in thinking first manager game, manager bounce back. But it's Barnsley FC, it doesn't happen to us. It does to other teams, it doesn't happen to us. But there's bigger issues than manager coming in. Listen, I'm not going to judge him for rest at season. He's not issue where we are. Shop didn't help himself, but it's selections and formation, but he's not bigger issue. It's when you create a culture and accept mediocrity every season, and you accept a fall in standards, and you accept you accept a team, that's not good enough to play at this level, and you don't replace the players that you lost. What do you expect? We look like a League One side last night, and relegation's looming into it really, and it's only November, but I can't see his next win. Listen, I hope we turn it around. Of course I do. I'd love us to stay up. I'd love us to turn it around and go on an unbeaten run, but I just can't see it. I can't see it, and I can't see his next win because it just felt flat. It just felt dead last night. And yeah, don't know what else to say, guys. I know I've rambled on for half an hour. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Apologies if it's too long. But I just thought I've got to say what I've got to say. I can't not say it. I've got to say how I feel. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video anyway, guys. Probably, I hope you've enjoyed it at my expense. I've not enjoyed it having to talk about it again. There'll be a preview for Peterborough later in the week. I'll not be going. I'm not wasting my money on them. But I hope we can get a win. We need a win. It's a 6-pointer. We'll be covering that game later in the week, but that's a must-win. If we lose that, then we're 7 points adrift of Peterborough. And it could be even more if we lose and other teams pick up points. We've got to get something. We've got to win. Got to win. They've got to show that they're up for the fight. If they don't do it against teams like Peterborough, teams around you in the table, there's no point at all. No point at all. You could be cut adrift already by Christmas. And I reiterate it, if we stay up under Ashbargy, he's being dealt a bad hand. I get that. And they've got to back him in January window. But if he keeps us up, it's a bigger achievement than when Struber did. Because it's a worse team in terms of confidence, in terms of ability. And forget last season. People might go, how can you forget last season? Well, the club have. The club have. So I have. The club have, because they would have used last season's finish as a catalyst to push on by bringing in a calibre manager in summer that would have matched the achievements of last season, by either backing the manager, giving them the funds to push on. We don't want 10 million. We've never asked for that. I've never asked for 10 million. All I want is to be a bit more competitive. Swansea are a perfect indicator where we could be as a football club. Have an identity, got a couple of very good young loans in, mixed with a couple of lads that's been there at championship level. Not world beaters, just know the job, organised. Good young British manager, Russell Martin, done a great job at MK Dons. The Swans are giving him a chance. And the 9th in the league, I can easily see them, if they get some good players in January, being top 6. And I hope they do. In fact, they're up there with Coventry, one of the best sides I've seen this season. That they were a joy to watch from a neutral perspective, because I thought they played some amazing football. People might not like that because I'm meant to be a Barnsley fan and you can only say biased things, but I'll say it as it is. Joy to watch last night, so well done, Swansea. Swansea fans, let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you got home safe, long way from South Wales to South Yorkshire and back. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Are you guys that went yesterday? Listen, I might just be being a bit of a negative Nelly, but let's get to a point now where I'm thinking of other things to do on a Saturday and on a Wednesday, because I just can't put myself through this every week, because it ruins the rest of my week, because I hate seeing my football club like this. I adore my football club with every breath that's in me, and it's part of my life. It's part of who I am as a person, and it feels like it's been taken away from me. That's how it feels at the moment, in every department, on the pitch, off the pitch. But don't matter, does it? It don't matter as long as we've got a football club. That's all that matters to some people. But there we go. Anyway, guys, hope you're keeping well and hope you have a good rest of your week. I'm sure, hopefully, by this time I do a next video, I might be a bit more sprightly, but at this moment in time, I'm not gonna be in a position where I can smile and laugh and all that stuff. And sorry, it's been a little bit sad and a bit down, but that's how I feel. So I'm gonna say it as it is, and there's a lot of fans that feel the same as me. So I'm not gonna lie and put on a performance and a charade just to please you. I'm going to say it as it is, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. Listen, I respect everyone's opinion, but I can't lie. That's my truth, and I'm going to say it. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Do give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Give us a dislike as well if you've disliked as well. I'm sure we'll get a couple. And yeah, have a good rest of your week. See you later, guys. He has got his work cut out, Ashbargy. And the lads need to turn up for him now and earn the fucking money. Alright, see you later.